Hey yo, what is up dudes and dudettes, this is Due Diligence here, and today we're gonna talk about ticker symbol MMAT. We're going back to the MMAT thingy because apparently people are very confused about this drilling thing. So apparently, well not apparently, we all know that in order to keep your lease to become an oil driller, you have to drill the land, right? Because technically, University Land owns all of the land that all these oils are at. And then Torchlight or MetaMaterial right now, they only have the right to drill and right to operate. So they have to pay a working interest to University Lands every year, right? It's basically a leasing obligation or whatever you call that. And in order to obtain the lease, so then Torchlight can sell their asset or do a spinoff, they have to drill at least a couple of months, I think, of drilling oil. And they only have 4 wells. And then I think 2 wells are drillable or being drilled right now. And we all know that in order to drill things, there's a fixed cost for oil wells, right? So then if we minus all of these fixed costs and everything, and the fact that they only have 4 wells, that means they cannot do it at scale. That means it's fairly expensive for them. That means I don't know where they're gonna get the money to continue operating these oil lands, because technically speaking, all the money they raise for materials are specifically catered to basically use these money to do principal operations within materials, which is doing development, R&D or whatever, buying nanotech, security or whatever. But the oil operations are not considered their actual core operations. So they might use the cash on hand to operate this, or they might raise, convertible debt within their own companies and convert all these shares to the spin-off company or to MetaMaterial. I don't know how exactly they're gonna do it. But this news on Friday, it gets out like later Friday, so the stock price doesn't react to this. So most likely this will have a negative impact on today's price on the MMAT. Let's check that. Yep, today's price actually went down on MMAT, and there are 2 reasons for that. One is because of the oil thing, and the other reason is comparatively MMTLP also have less liquidity in the market. You will see that volume drying down, and there aren't a lot of supposedly institutional buying. There's only some FOMOs by the end of market and today where people just think that, hey guys, 1.5 is a bit low, because if you look at the 30 minutes average, you will see that the true average is literally at 1.57, so it should be resting around there. And by the regression of how this goes, we'll probably a flat line around 1.51. Sorry, my prediction was wrong. In earlier last week, I was talking about by Monday will be 1.4-ish, or at least reach a point at 1.4, which it did. But it's probably not going to stabilize at there. Basically the liquidity range dropped down from here, you see this range. Let me get my pen out. The range of people's speculation dropped from here to here. And then second tier, they drop from here to here. And then right now we're on the third tier from here to here. And the realistic price target is around here. So let me mark it real quick. Around 1.58-ish. It's going to trade flat. Unless there are a lot of more liquidity coming in. And apparently there are a lot of buying orders at $2. Right here. A lot of people are holding bags at $2. Which puts the asset at $500 million valuation, which if you go and review a lot of bank statements with Torchlight beforehand, back in 2020, 2019, and then you do a multiplier of how the oil price is at, and if you go and look at a lot of investment firms and how they invest in oil lands, which is underdeveloped, which in this case, it's actually underdeveloped because they only have 4 testing wells. You will see the true price of this is probably half of that. So around this price. So probably half of that. But who knows, right? again, if we see a bunch of liquidity coming in, a bunch of people following this thing or buying a lot of it, then they're probably going to go up. And again, right, I said it before in previous videos, speculation videos, 3.5 is where it should go, and they're probably going to go down. And hopefully I'll catch that train, but you know, Robinhood only let you trade those things when they have very low liquidity because they have to deal with a bunch of paperwork. So a lot of you probably will sell in Robinhood when they have time, and then it sort of provides a liquidation gap or break for other brokerage firms, which I think is going to be a potential lawsuit, because yeah, that's basically what it is. But we don't really want to talk about this because next video I'm going to talk about the risk of MMTLP versus metamaterial. It might be better if you just put all these money back into metamaterial anyways. Because right now we're at a point where today's downward movement is attributed to two things. One is the oil drilling rights, that people are worried that they're going to lose their rights to drill or whatever, and then all of the dividends going to become zero if they lose their operational rights on the university lands lease, which I think is ridiculous. And another thing is people are speculating, especially on the monthly call options. We all know that MMTLP doesn't have weekly call options, right? Because it's small cap and the liquidity of this stock actually doesn't worth the risk for market makers to really price it weekly. So what happens is you see a lot of $6 call options, $7 and $8, they're all rolling. They're all they got rolled last month. So these are not actually freshly out open interest. These are just rolled option calls. So if everything goes smoothly, then you will see the price will converge to $6 by the middle of this option cycle, which, oh sorry, I think my face is in a way, isn't it? I think my face is in a way. There you go. So around middle of this option cycle is around like November 4th or November 5th. But the problem with this is the Fed is saying they're gonna, start quantitative easing, right? By I think 9th or something like that. I need to go back and look at the statement. So what happens now is, let me put my face back. You see a lot of puts are coming in. Okay, these are freshly induced puts. That means right now on the option chain, the puts are winning because you always want to give puts some leverages, because short sellers they got a lot of money to short sell. And so the puts are winning. This is why today we have a really interesting price drop. And if we look at MMAT short interest, you will see today's price downbeat is actually justifiable. Let me turn off this just in case anything comes happen. Oh god, 4%, not that bad. You see, short interest actually stabilizes a little bit around 50%. And if tomorrow we see short interest ease a little bit more, you see the pattern here? There's a pattern here. If we see the short interest ease a little bit more, it will go over $5. So today is actually a pretty good thing to really buy some $5 call options around like 4.8. And if tomorrow it dropped by 4.5, then it probably double down a little bit. We'll see a short-term pullback, because the next line of actions is at around 4.6. As I told you guys before, right? 4.8 is where the stock should be fluctuating around. So right now it's converging to its actual fair value-ish if we keep count, take account of all of the revenue, the potential revenue they're getting in because they got purchasing orders, right? They got some purchasing orders. According to George's info on the investor conference, and we know that Nanotech actually got a new contract extension, which will make them, I think, 10 million Canadian dollars more. So we add that up. 4.8 is around right? If you really want to talk about book value and the accounting method, then 3.8 is where they should be at. But again, they bought Nanotech with cash, not stock. So potentially what George is thinking is the time when they bought Nanotech, their stock price is actually undervalued. So around the time they bought Nanotech, their price is about 3.9 plus $1 underlying value. 4.8 is about right now. So if their Q3 earnings turn out to be good, and we're gonna have a little short squeeze around November, early November, when Fed actually started tapering, then this stock will see a big price movement. So for those of you who are holding this long term, if you have a price base lower than 4.8, we are all chilling, right? I also have proportion of MMAT that have price base that's lower than this. So we should all be chilling right now. We shouldn't be looking for a very sharp short-term pull-up, but it might actually happen tomorrow because of loan volume and sort of like I think the shorts are gonna ease a little bit on their shorts right now. So RSI probably go down to about 40-ish, and we'll see a pull-up. Yeah, this is it for MMAT and MMTLP. I will post more videos about this. Seems like you guys like the factual base, whatever. Less speculation, but just fact thingy. I'll post more videos like that. I'll make a video on the objective risk in terms of like the two, compare the two. Obviously, investing common stock is way less risk than preferred stock on the OTC market. But anyways, see you guys on the upside. If you like those kind of videos, smash the like button and subscribe. See you on the upside.